storm that we have. So I'm already talking. Hello, everybody. This is me, Alex Balasidis, as you know, from V Paragon, the best sales outsourcing consultancy in the world. And it's always Maria Kelly with us, with leadership based in Barcelona. And we are excited today because we have two amazing individuals. We have Miss Susette Germer from from Sales Pro for You from Germany. And we have Mr. David Gatz from the Bureau of Small Projects from the other side of the world, from Los Angeles. So nice to have you here with us, guys, today. Nice to have you here. I think we should
Nice to be here.
Yes, fantastic. I think we should start by introducing each other. So we would like to hear from you, Suzette, who you are firstly and what you do. If you can give us a short description of about yourself.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Alex and Maria, for having us, right? It is a great opportunity to be here because it was very spontaneous, right? So this was not like we planned this now since half a year. It was just like, doing it in 3 days or something, right? Yes, I am Susette. I'm the CEO of Sales Pro for You, which is correct. So yes, and I'm very glad to be here today. And if you like, I can also talk a bit about Sales Pro for You and give a short introduction, Alex, because
yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, wonderful. So I am based in Germany, in Leipzig, but the company is founded in Switzerland. So we are a Swiss company. And in general, what we do, we are connecting startups, scale-ups, and SMEs with very high experienced professionals, so globally. So this is what we do. So we connect people. That's why we care about kindness, which is the topic of today. And yes, and we prioritize in our work the individual business growth of each company. So in our business, it's all about growth, entering new markets and new regions. So this is what we do.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Suzette. And David from the Bureau of Small Projects. I like the name.
I love it too. I think it's so cool.
Oh, it's funny. I am not a fan of the name, but everybody, I swear, 3 times a day when we have new people that come to us, they tell me how much they love the name. I like what it represents, and I may get into that a little bit later. But I don't, the part that I don't like is the small part. It's there for a reason, but I don't want anybody to feel small. I want everybody to feel special. And we're launching the Bureau of Impossible Projects very soon, which I think will take it to the next level. But thank you. I'm glad you guys like the name. People seem to absolutely love it. It's growing on me. But anyway, I'm the founder of the Bureau of Small Projects. What we do is we provide Fortune 500 and big brand experience to small businesses, startups, and nonprofits across from marketing, web development, principally branding. I'd say we're a branding agency, but we do marketing, web development, and content creation as well. I'm also the producer of the movie Kindness is Contagious, a film all about being nice and the benefits of being nice. And then the Bureau of Small Projects kind of grew out of that, where when I learned about all the benefits of being nice, I wanted to learn about companies. Being an entrepreneur myself, I wanted to learn about how other companies use kindness as a formula for success. And in doing so, I got a little bit jealous because all of these people, their day job was making the world a better place. And my day job was sucking every last penny out of people's pockets. And so in the creation of the Bureau of Small Projects, I wanted to work with people that were making the world a better place. And so I thought, what could I do with my experience to help make the world a better place? And what I came up with is, what if I teach those who are truly doing the work on the ground how to suck every last penny out of people's pockets, but put it to use for the betterment of mankind? And that was the foundation of the Bureau of Small Projects. And then, since you guys asked about the name, where that came from was one of the premises of the film Kindness is Contagious is maybe 1 million small acts of kindness could have more of a difference than a few big ones. And so the whole idea with the Bureau of Small Projects and the name is I wonder if a whole bunch of small changes could have more of an impact than a few big ones.
But what I think, David, is that I think if there's a natural communication between people, a communication that is not compromised through external sources, through, I don't know, laws, government, then we will end up on being nice to each other. And I wanted here to, I mean, I would like also to hear your definition of kindness, but what my thinking on the topic is that it's people have the through their education or through culture, they think that when someone wins, then somebody else loses, and that is exactly the wrong misconception, because what happens most of the times is that if somebody wins, then somebody else also wins, and some third party also wins. It's a win-win-win situation. So we need to liberate our minds from I win because I take something and I have it better and you have something worse. If it's free choice there, that's not the case. So everybody wins.
Yeah, Alex, I'm a huge fan of that. One of the things that's really interesting is we're very lucky. We get to pick and choose our clients. We have an awful lot of people that reach out to us to work with us. And one of the clients we tend to avoid are attorneys. And my brother's an attorney. I respect attorneys. You know, in America, we tend to be very litigious. So, you know, I think I've got mixed feelings about that. But it brought me to the place that you're talking about, because I asked why some of these people, when I chat with them, they're really delightful, wonderful people. I think most people are kind deep down inside, but they become very difficult to do business with and work with. And after reflecting upon that, knowing my brother, growing up with him, obviously, and what I came to is exactly what you're talking about, is attorneys tend to live in a zero-sum environment where there's a winner and a loser. And every day their job is they have to win. They spend on winning, and they have to make sure somebody loses. And with our business like yours, if we win, our clients win. And I think it's a wonderful environment to live in. Everybody's looking to win. I fully believe that the whole world could operate that way. Yeah. And I think if people's mind shifts shifted a little bit, it would be a better place.
Yeah, it's an abundance.
My blog, yes.
It's an abundance mindset against a lack mindset. You know, it's basically how you think about it that changes the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But guys, you know, I mean, for me, if I kindly interrupt you.
Go ahead. I'm very happy.
For me, I questioned myself yesterday in preparation of this meeting. What is kindness? So from a dictionary point of view, right? So, and I really would like to share this with you, because I see how strong those words are, right? So I asked ChatGPT, by the way, and because, you know, I love ChatGPT, I mean, from a technical point of view, and ChatGPT is connected with the Merriam-Webster dictionary. This is a very, very, very old dictionary, I guess from 1980 or older. I have no clue. It's very, very old. I was impressed. And this is the single source of truth from ChatGPT. And the definition of kindness is the following. Sympathetic concern for the well-being of others. And I mean, this is, for me, it's very powerful, because it means it's for others, it's not for me. And that's the let's say, the single point of truthless, right, of kindness itself.
But I think the thing is, I take it a step further, because there's a sympathetic thoughtfulness, but if that doesn't come with action behind it, you need to take action, right, to be kind with people. So I think it's also about taking action on those sympathetic thoughts you might have for somebody, or generosity.
Yeah, you know, one thing that was really funny when we were doing the film, a couple of funny things, but one of the things is one of the people we interviewed with the film, and it gave me one of the best kind of lines from the film. He's a philosopher, and he was very critical of the word nice that we used. And we tend to use the word nice a lot in the film. We asked people, what's the nicest thing that anybody's ever done for you? And from a philosophical standpoint, and it was around the action, he was very skeptical of nice. I think before this call, we had the Los Angeles, California conversation where people in Los Angeles are accused of being very nice. And his thoughts were nice was superficial, that it didn't involve action. It involved a kind of a vacuous gesture. But then he followed that up with something that I thought was beautiful and was fully the intent of the film, was maybe nice is like a gateway drug to true kindness. And I think true kindness is backed up with the action, a certain level of commitment, and maybe more of a lifelong commitment or a long-term commitment. But the thing about being nice in the small acts of kindness is that it trains people, it gets them down the path, it gets them thinking about that. Catherine Ryan Hyde, who wrote the book Pay It Forward, it was all about small acts of kindness, sometimes big, but a lot of it was just buy somebody a coffee in Starbucks or something like that. But when you compound all of these small acts of kindness, they kind of snowball. People get addicted to being nice. That's one of the things that's really powerful about it. It makes you feel very good inside, and you get addicted to it. So you do more and more and more. And like any addiction, you have to up the ante to it. So if you start out being nice, then pretty soon you start out being nicer, doing it more often, and then get to genuine kindness.
Yes, kindness is something deeper than being just nice, because I know a lot of people that are very nice, but they're not kind. So there is a big difference, I think. It reminds me the contradiction between pleasure and happiness. So what is true happiness? It's instant pleasure. Is that happiness? Not necessarily. Pleasure is like a drug that takes you away from true happiness. The same is with being nice. Being nice, being agreeable, and being kind are two different things.
I think they're related, though. I kind of disagree a little bit. I think that once you start being nice, that it takes you down a path that eventually you get to being kind, maybe sooner rather than later. I got heckled at Stanford University, kind of along these lines. I did a talk about kindness at Stanford, and these were a room filled with Stanford Medical School, room filled with real smart people. And this person stood up and heckled me. And I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than getting heckled by really smart people at a place like Stanford University in front of an audience of like 20,000 or 10,000 people.
Oh my God.
And this person said, listen, why did you decide to do a movie about being nice when there's much more serious issues? That dolphin movie about killing dolphins had just come out. And she got very deep with it, and I started to think, and I said, this movie, I think you've mistaken the movie. It is not a documentary. I think it's very important to draw attention to these serious issues that are happening in the world. However, most of those documentaries that I watch, and I'm a documentary addict, they're very low on solutions. They draw a lot of attention to problems, which I think is important. But I kind of think we're in a world that needs more solutions. And so Kindness is Contagious is not a documentary, it's a do-you-mentary. A film all about being nice, but how to be nice. And it's filled with examples of things that you can do, small little acts that can lead to big changes and big things.
But in your opinion, David, what is the environment for kindness to flourish? Where does kindness flourish? And what is the environment that suppresses at the end kindness and everybody becomes more miserable?
Well, I think the environment for kindness to flourish is everywhere, anytime, any place in the world. Kindness is contagious, and this is what's really interesting, is it's scientifically proven. With the foundation of the film were these two guys, James Fowler and Nicholas Christakis at Harvard University, who scientifically proved that if I do something kind or nice to you, you will do 4 more, statistically, scientifically proven by guys at places like Harvard University and Stanford who are no slouches, that you will it's scientifically proven you will do 4 more things, acts of kindness or being nice to 4 more people. Each of those people will do 4 more acts of kindness. And then each of the people they do the acts of kindness will do 4 more. This is where kindness flourishes in both business and personal lives. And then the beautiful thing about this, and again, scientifically proven, that if you do that yourself, the people that you're being kindness with will all be in your close proximity. So all this kindness comes back to you like tenfold. It's crazy. And just by the act of doing 1 act of kindness or being nice to 1 person, it will flourish. It's built into our human nature.
It's like a chain reaction, right?
Yeah, it's like a virus that spreads.
Well, we're built that way. You know, the one thing that people don't think about is a lot of people tend to think that we're these lone wolves, these people that are fierce individualists. I think America is probably the place that propagates this the most. But we're not. We're what's called a superorganism, like ants, termites, bees. We work together collectively to achieve things. All of the great things that humanity has done has been done by a massive group of people. Putting people on the moon, writing, operas. They're not one person, and you get down to it, somebody has to build the foundation of it. It's collective knowledge over the years. Putting somebody on the moon, somebody's got to smelt the metal for their rockets. They have to create the fuel. They have to design the computers. They have to put the whole thing together. I mean, it's probably billions of people that put that together. And kindness is the glue that makes them all work together. Nobody wants to work with somebody that's a jerk at all. And so the only way anything in humanity gets done is by a group of people, and kindness is the glue to that. And that's why it's hardwired into our bodies. It's crazy.
But oh my God, but being not a jerk, I mean, this means you be just so super nice if you, for example, do like Alex is an expert for, you do a lot of negotiations, I mean, kindness could be used as a tool in negotiating, right? I mean, if you're a salesperson, or maybe also if you, I don't know, in any kind of other position.
Yes, Harvard Business School is one of the biggest proponents for kindness. And Google Harvard Business School and kindness, and it's crazy how much stuff comes up there. And they did one of the best talks about negotiation ever. Whenever I talk to somebody who's naive about negotiation, they always say, oh, you got to turn the screws on people and you got to go in high and crush them and all this. But what Harvard pointed out in this talk about negotiation, and it was designed for their outgoing students so that they could negotiate the single most important negotiation of their life, which was their first job. And what they pointed out, that if you want to win in a negotiation, the person you're negotiating with has to like you.
Yeah.
And if they don't like you, you may get a little something out of the negotiation if you have leverage, if you have other negotiating tools, but you will get less, because the person you're negotiating with, if they don't like you, they will be doing everything in their power that you get less out of the negotiation.
Yeah.
But if they like you, they're more apt to concede more, so you will have a more successful negotiation.
And then this...
And how... Sorry. So sorry, let me say that, because how are you going to make them like you?
By being generous, by being nice, by giving. I'm in marketing and branding, and there's a real powerful tool in sales, Susette, as well. It's called reciprocity. That one of the tools, a very powerful marketing and sales tool, is you give something to somebody, and then they're kind of inclined, because it's hardwired into our body, to give something back. And when you're negotiating, same thing. If you're nice to somebody, if you give them a little something, they're more inclined to give you something even bigger back.
And I also remember the nice advice Alex gave to me during our podcast episode. He told me also important is, but because I think also this is nice, because he said you have always to remember, Alex, I hope you can correct me if I'm wrong. You have always to remember you have one mouth and two ears, right? And I guess this is also very kind, because if you are going to listen, you can also understand in a kind of an empathic way what you should do. And I guess empathy is also kindness, right?
Well, Alex is the win-win guy, right? So if you're in a negotiation and you give something and they give something bigger back, and then you give something even bigger back, then the negotiation gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then in business, like, kindness is crazy good business tool, is that if everybody's giving something in business, you have your client for a much longer time. You give them a little something, they give something back. They give you more work. You do a little extra for them. And then everything just flourishes and thrives, and it just supports Alex's win-win philosophy to sales and business.
Yes, I changed a lot through the years, right? I'm 55 now. What I'm thinking now, it was not what I was thinking always in my life. And through meeting a lot of people, I reevaluated my positions in life, and I could also be more objective and see in the past perceptions that I had, which led to the wrong understanding of the world. So when you understand that the other person that you have in front of you wants also to win something out of a business agreement, out of a relationship, and understand that there is nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean he's doing something against you or something bad. Once you have this understanding, and once you forgive also people for the mistakes that they do, which also every one of us does mistakes, then you're going to have a better understanding. So no one is perfect. Things happen in life. My opinion, through all the people that I met globally, because I think more or less you will agree with me. I met people from all around the world, from all cultures and different backgrounds. So I can tell you 99.9% of the people are good people. Even the ones that you don't like necessarily, they're not necessarily bad people. They are people that maybe they have their problems. It's a bad day. It doesn't mean that they are profoundly bad. There are evil people, but that's a very small percentage. Most of the people are very good people, and if you have the right way to approach them and you approach them at the right moment, then very good things can happen.
Yeah, one of the things that profoundly changed me in making this film was that people were very influenced by the saying, nice guys finish last. And again, scientifically, absolutely not true. Nice people, they believe it or not, statistically, nice people make more money than not nice people. I was very surprised by that. But when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Nice people have better jobs because who hires not nice people? They get more promotions because who do you promote? The guy that just did something terrible to the company or yourself, or somebody that's got your back. They have better family lives, more friends, which in today's business world is super valuable. And then they actually physically live longer. And when you look at all this stuff and then you take it into business, it's a phenomenal attribute to business. And what we found were so many nice, wonderful people, because I believe full-heartedly, Alex, that everybody, or the vast majority, there are a few people that are wired wrong, that are just plain evil, but the vast majority of people deep down inside want to do the right thing. They help people. If somebody's in trouble, they will help the person that's in trouble. And they're very surprisingly selfless. but they were influenced by that saying, nice guys finish last. And sometimes they did things that weren't so nice because they didn't want to finish last, not because they didn't want to be nice inside or kind inside.
Yeah, it's like there's this thing about women not liking nice guys. That's not true. We love nice guys. I personally don't like jerks. So I don't know where that's
Maria.
from,
It's very
right?
crazy. A very crazy example.
Like, women don't like nice guys. That's not true. We love nice guys.
But I think here there is a misconception because what you say is absolutely correct. But I have to say something here about women and nice guys. Let me put it like that. What appears to be a nice guy, an agreeable guy, it's not necessarily a nice guy. A nice guy
we're
is
talking about the real nice guys, Alex, not
the
the guys
real nice guys,
the nice girl in the bar. We're talking about the real ones.
Yes, the real ones.
The win-win guy is surprisingly jaded, isn't he?
Oh my God!
I'm dying.
Yeah. David, he does this.
I've been married for 25 years and going strong. Yeah, I'm with both of you. I think women like nice guys. I think I'm nice. Not always. I'm like Alex. I have my moments, But yeah, I think that women like nice guys. They stay with nice guys. I think it makes for a better life and a better relationship. Yeah.
Being nice is super easy, right? This is the good part with kindness. So it's very easy to be kind. To be evil, you need more, let's say, brain power, right?
Also one thing that was interesting is a lot of people talk about how like bad people, they cheat and steal, they get ahead in the world, and maybe the not so nice guy gets the girl every once in a while or in the short term, right?
Yeah.
But it's the long term where all of this stuff matters, right? Like the making money part. It's not like, the one deal where this guy made a ton of money or something like that. It's over the long term in the course of a career and a lifetime. And, we hear about the sociopath CEOs that make a phenomenal amount of money. And they're like a lot of the CEOs in companies, they say, are sociopaths. But what we forget is that still a small fraction of the people in the world. And the vast majority of sociopaths are in prison. And I think with the women and the nice guys, they may have little flings and small relationships with them, but the long-term thing is always with the nice guy. It's not with the sociopath.
Agreed. And some of those CEOs are in prison too, by the way.
A lot of them are.
Not enough of them, but some of them.
Politicians, CEOs, a lot of them are in prison, and I vote for more and more every single day.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very deep topic. I think it's which has also a lot of interpretations. I think these superstar CEOs and all these people that we see online and in the news, what percentage are they? Those famous?
Not that much.
Well, no, they're a tiny percentage, right? And they stand out because they've done something that's horrible. So you notice them.
Yeah.
Whereas the people that everyday kindness, you don't notice quite as much, but they make a big foundation. And then another thing that being mean does is it kills them, right? The stress of being not nice and having to deal with all the lawsuits and the problems and the stuff like that, they tend to die young too because they have to deal with all that stress.
Yeah, and being a leader that's kind, you're going to have a good reputation. You'll attract talent. That will build loyalty with the people who come and work to you. That means your employees will be happier. That means your clients will be happier. It's just and that will build customer loyalty. So it's being kind just creates like a ball of advantages.
Let me say something here, which is, I think it's something that I noticed in a very early stage of my professional life. So I was selling food in restaurants back many, many years ago. So once you went to a restaurant where, the lady in the cash machine, she was rude. The waiter, he was not polite. Then the owner of the restaurant was also a jerk, right? Mm-hmm. Where you went to a restaurant where the lady, she was very nice and polite, and the waiter was a nice guy, and
The culture.
the owner of the place was also a very nice guy. So everything comes from the head. So if you have a very nice guy as an owner, everything is going to flourish, and you're going to have nice people. They're going to feel at home.
Because
It's not only about how much money you make. It's also about how you feel.
Well, you know, the thing that's beautiful from an owner's standpoint, a business owner's standpoint, is when you make kindness and the foundation of your business, what's really wonderful is you attract very kind, if you double down on the kindness, you tend to attract people that are extra kind, both your employees and both customers and clients. And then when you have wonderful, kind clients, I mean, we always have difficult business situations. Problems constantly arise in business, challenges, things don't turn out as expected. When your clients are all super nice, those problems become delightful. You work through with them together. Again, on your win-win thing, Alex. But it makes for just life being wonderful, that every single day, every time you talk to your clients, they're wonderful people. And then when you have problems and problem clients, the problem clients are wonderful. And when you have to deal with the problems as a business owner, because most of the problems fall on the business owner, I'll tell you, when you're working with a delightful, wonderful person to work out a problem, it is the best thing in the whole world.
I agree.
I cannot agree more.
Yeah. And it just snowballs, right? It's like then you get really nice clients, you attract really nice employees. The employees make the clients happy. They tell your friends. You know, at the beginning of last year, we made a decision because we've grown really, really fast. A testament, I think, to the kindness working. We've doubled in size almost every single year since we've been in business. We just made the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies in America. And in growing so quickly, we did not screen our clients as well as we should, and we did not screen employees as well as we should. And we had a very difficult time this time last year, and the solution that we came up with was we fired the clients that weren't very nice, and we fired the employees that weren't very nice. And we did it in a very nice way. I mean, we didn't say you're a jerk, you're fired. We said, you know, it's all about the fit. And it was financially very taxing on our organization because we gave the retainers back to all of the clients that we fired. We figured, you know, we didn't want to put them in a difficult spot. It was our choice, not theirs. And as a result of that, we had a the beginning of last year was a very difficult time for our company. But when we came out with it, oh my God, it was so delightful. The clients that we wound up retaining were absolutely wonderful. The employees that we wound up retaining was absolutely wonderful. And it's been literally like heaven in a business. It's been amazing, you know?
But
Yes,
okay.
Yes,
so
Susette, please. Yes, when you do something that is something that it's my advice to all young people and those ones that they want to become businessmen. When you do a business, you will do thousands of mistakes. That is impossible not to do so. You cannot achieve perfection by starting something, but you start and you're going to do 50 things wrong, you're going to do 70 things right. So next time you're going to be a little bit better. So same as you said, like we had many wrong clients, wrong employees, same applied to me. I learn through it's a learning process. So we try, I think we now have better clients and better employees.
Yeah, when you have a difficult situation with a client and they're pointing out everything wrong that you're doing, you're pointing everything wrong that they're doing, then it takes all this energy and it brings the whole conversation down. But when you have a delightful client where when you do things wrong, you fix them, right? And you know, they point out something that you screwed up on. We all make mistakes. You're like, oh my God, you're right. And you fix that mistake. It brings everything up. And, you know, it's the collective of bringing things up that makes businesses and, you know, and life successful.
And it builds stronger relationships as well with these clients, right?
Our very first customer is still with us, and that's the thing I'm most proud of in the whole world. It's just wonderful.
It's like a physical reaction, right? Like energy conversion. You know, I mean, you use this good energy, what you have and what your client have and what your team have, and then you just funnel everything, and then it helps your business to grow. I mean, if you follow such rules. I mean, if you be like David just said, very mad and in a very bad, let's say, mood all the time, you will also attract only people who are in a very bad mood as well.
Which puts you in a bad mood. And Alex, the one thing that I didn't say in the documentary Kindness is Contagious is bad things are contagious as well.
Absolutely.
And this was a documentary, a film on how to be successful and use kindness as a tool of success. So we only talked about the good stuff. It wasn't like an overview on emotions. But bad stuff is also contagious. So, Susette, you're absolutely right. If you're in a bad mood and you treat people poorly, then they treat you poorly, and then it just keeps going and going and going.
Yes.
James Fowler and Nicholas Christakis in their book talked about the vendettas in Italy, where they'll have a family that's in the mafia or something. I mean, I hope I'm not offending anybody with this.
I know the story of vendetta, because in Greece you have a similar situation in the island of Crete, which I have family coming from them, and there is vendettas that go for centuries.
Yeah, and they decimate whole families because everybody's killing everybody else. One person got killed, then they have to get even, then the other people get even, and it decimates entire families.
Because of the great-grandfather's fight about a goat. Nobody they don't even know why they're fighting.
So, so I want to, as a final, because we need to end the live stream.
Really?
Why?
Why? Alex, don't do that.
Yes, it's booked for a half an hour. So I want to ask you for a final quote, David. What would be your final, let's say, quote?
A final quote is nice guys finish first, believe it or not.
Okay.
Can I ask one question too? David, where can we find your documentary?
There's two ways. One, it's all we got very, very good distribution for it. So you just Google it. It's on iTunes. It's on Amazon. It's not on Netflix because they didn't want to pay enough for it, and we had a really tough distributor that in some ways was great, but on other counts, I think that it should be given away for free everywhere. So one way is go on Amazon and iTunes and you can buy the documentary. But if you email me at the Bureau of Small Projects, just Google Bureau of Small Projects any way that you can. And then there's an email at the bottom and then there's a form at the top. Email me. And one of the things that our distributor forgot to put in the contract, which I jumped on, is they forgot to include educational rights to the movie. So we retained all of the educational rights. So as long as anybody listening to this agrees to learn from the film, email me and I will send you a free educational copy of the film.
I will be emailing you straight after this.
You got it.
Very good. Very good. So thank you very much, David, for being with us here today. Susette, same to you. You are the organizer of this amazing event. Thank you very much, Susette, and Maria. Thank you always. And in 2 weeks, we're going to be together.
Back again.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
It was an absolute pleasure, Alex. Thank you, guys.
Absolute pleasure, David.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.